Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Monday Nights with Massetti's and Friends. The gang is all here, and we are excited to have Skylar Nebar with Live a Little Entertainment Group with us. Skylar, thank you for joining us.
You bet, guys. Thank you. Very busy, very busy. I appreciate you guys giving me a chance to sit down with you and talk truck pulling.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. I thought about it a while back, and then I said, well, shit, I'm going to see what's going on, and might as well. I mean, we do kind of similar things, but different. And,
Absolutely.
So, but just a little recap. We didn't do anything this past weekend pulling wise, but I hope everyone had a great 4th of July. Skylar, you guys were away for the weekend, yes? You had a little family time?
We did. We try not to schedule shows on holiday weekends unless we absolutely have to, especially during the summertime. So 4th of July is always one that we've historically tried to take off. So we did. We went camping actually in the woods, not at a fairgrounds, which was super bitchin'. Very rare that we get to do that. So we went up into the hills and did a little razor riding and went and floated the river and did all the stuff that we never have time to do. So it was a lot of fun.
Fantastic. We just hung out close to home, but then Saturday, Steve came up from Southern California, and we had a joint graduation party for Steve's daughter and our son Trevor, who's going to be here in a second. And we there he is. So we were able to celebrate our 2 college graduates. That was a lot of fun on Saturday night. We had a nice little family breakfast yesterday, and last time we saw Steve, he didn't look all clean shaven and smooth like that. So
that's true.
Steve, it's a good look.
It's been a long time since the skin has seen sunlight.
What a difference from last week to this week. Huh? You had a beard, you had a crazy wig on. Or was
I still have the wig if you guys want.
You might need that.
Yeah, let's see what it looks like.
It looks cool, I guess.
I mean, I got a stylist, so I'm gonna wear it, but I think we're gonna do it.
Skylar, I don't know if you've kept up with our little show, but we have a punishment wheel now at the end for the loser of the marketplace game, and guests are exempt from spinning the punishment wheel unless you want to.
Unless you want to be in.
But
horrible idea.
You probably don't.
They're not as bad as you think.
Yeah.
Just shave everything on your head.
Shave your beard one of the
neck up.
Yeah, that could have been a slot on the wheel. But anyways, so this weekend was the first time that all 5 of us have been together, I think, since there's Trevor.
Trevor lost last week, so he's got the wig.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
Trevor did.
By the way,
have to get a wig.
It's not always a wig that you have to wear. That was just he happened to also use the same way I did.
Yeah,
Trevor, you look cool as hell.
Oh, you look good, Trev.
Thank you.
That is not a bad look on you. You look like a beetle.
Yeah.
Hey,
can I borrow that? Can I borrow that next week?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, bring it on the cruise. Yeah. I'm gonna do one of these face swap things, head swap.
I don't know if it.
All right, we better let Brian get back into his explanation here.
Side track.
Yeah. Anyways, so we it's the first time we've been together. I think the 5 of us. So the Beer Money Pulling Team group put together, I think, this AI generated logo for us. So we decided, since we were all together, we would actually try to take a real picture, and I think we almost nailed it. So usually you take a picture and then you create a logo, but this time we went backwards and we had the logo and then we took the picture. And I want to thank Sarah, our Elon graduate, for doing a little Photoshop in there to make the background look better. But anyways, that was just kind of fun, something we did. So when you're not doing any truck and tractor pulling, you got to do other stuff to kill the time and make it fun, right? So
That's right.
um, we don't have any pulls this month. We don't. But a couple things I do want to mention. I forgot anybody that was in Willits that pulled that had a toolbox in the infield. One of the stock truck guys took 2 wrenches out of your toolbox. You still have them, Kev?
No, I thought you took them.
Well, somewhere we have 2 wrenches, and I
You
don't
may
know,
want
they're
to
probably 19.
you may want to scratch this announcement because
Yeah.
I thought you.
Well,
took
there's
them.
some they must have come home. So
Yeah.
if you're missing 2 wrenches out of your toolbox, let me know. And some stock guy came up to Kev at the end of the night and said, "Hey, my kid took these out of somebody's toolbox. We didn't know whose it was, but we know you all know each other, so maybe you can get them back to him." So,
Yeah, and I was like, "What the?
anyways,
Why'd
yeah.
you do that?"
So we there's 2 random wrenches floating around. So we apologize to whoever lost those. The other thing, kind of exciting, we've booked the date for our banquet, our end of the year banquet. It'll be 2 weeks after the Golden State Invitational. It will be right here in Madera at the golf course. We've got the banquet room all locked up. So we're excited about doing a banquet again this year. It's going to be tough right after that big event, but maybe we can get Skyler to come to the Invitational this year if he's not at the. I think it's been the Oregon Fairs Association that coincides every year, but we'll
Yeah,
talk.
I think it's yeah. I know the Mortons are working on me pretty hard to come down there, and Brant too. So I'd sure if I can get a handle on at least the 2-wheeler, it'd be fun to at least bring the 2-wheeler down and make a pass. That'd be a lot of fun. So
Yeah,
we don't
that'd be
currently
cool.
have a show that weekend, but convention, and we don't even know. We have a lot of people in house now, so maybe I don't have to go to convention this year. That would be wild.
Perfect.
Well, consider an open invitation if you are free that weekend. We'd love to have you join us. So
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
But so let's talk about Skylar and Live a Little. I checked out your website. Very impressive. Very impressive. You guys are. Did I read 45 events this year?
We have over, let's see, total markets. I think we have almost 60 markets, and we have over 90 performances in those 60 markets for this year. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So spread out over 8 different touring brands. Obviously, our big flagship brand is our Monster Truck Insanity Tour. That's a good majority of those performances. But now we've rebranded this year into the Mountain West Pulling Nationals, and that was just kind of a partnership between Thane Motorsports and ourselves. We had the old Western Grand National name, but we weren't really using it, and honestly, we weren't really self-promoting a lot of our own polls anymore. So got together with Ryan in the off season, and we decided to come up with kind of a rebranding. And then we also have a drift car racing series. We have Insanity Fest. It's a motorsports thrill show with freestyle moto and lawnmower races and jet trucks and all sorts of different things like that. So lots of different brands and lots of different side acts that we have kind of at our disposal and in our arsenal now. So we go, I think this year we're going to be in 22 or 23 states. We've almost covered half the country. So we're based in Eastern Idaho, here in Idaho Falls, but we also have an office in Northwest Arkansas too. So we're running very heavy with our Midwest division. We're covering a lot of shows out in Arkansas, Oklahoma, moving into Texas, Illinois, Missouri, those types of states out there. So big truck pulling country, but so far we're only doing monster trucks out there.
Now,
That's awesome.
on your social medias and whatnot, I see after an event, you guys, the monster trucks, they all come back to like home base in Idaho, or when you guys are working on them?
Some of them do. If we have them that are kind of routed with us for the next weekend, then typically the trucks that are broke down make a stop at our shop, and we all go to thrashing on everything that's broken. We thought our shop would be big enough. We've only been in there for like 10 months now, and it's already way too small, especially when we have all these other broken down rigs that are coming in. But on any given day in the shop, we'll have mini monster trucks, we'll have tractor pullers, we'll have motorcycles, side by sides, we'll have full size monster trucks. We'll have a little bit of everything, scattered from hell to breakfast in there, just thrashing to get everything ready for the next weekend.
So So the monster trucks, do you guys own them, or you contract them and hire them?
We contract them. So we own the mini monster trucks are our own. My 11-year-old son Mav drives one, and then we have another family friend. Their son Hunter drives the other one, and then we also have some of the monster truck buses that we still own that we've taken. They're full-size school buses, and we build them into monster trucks. And then there's 40 paintball guns mounted down the windows, and it's a zombie paintball hunt attraction. You know,
That's pretty fun. I like that.
They're really cool. They're a lot of work, and we've kind of, I don't want to say we haven't outgrown them, but our business model doesn't really lend itself to sitting in the same spot for 6 weeks at a time anymore.
Oh wow!
And so we just did one last year down in southern Utah, but a lot of them we've sold off to operating partners. We built 8 of these in house now, of these big monster buses.
Oh, wow.
So we have them in I think Kansas City, Tulsa has one. Chicago has one. Minneapolis has one. There's one in Monterrey, Mexico running. So they're scattered all over.
Are you franchising that out, or are you selling it outright?
You know, we were going to. We partnered with a private equity firm out of Minneapolis, and the big grand vision was franchise, build 20 plus buses a year.
Right.
And then the suits and ties in the higher ups offices decided that they actually have to get their hands dirty, and it's a monster truck. So it's not just going to flip a key and away it goes. And and it was for the better. They decided it was more work than they wanted to bite off. And honestly, they were the wrong partner for us anyway. So
that's fair.
Yeah, we just went a different route and kind of have these partners that we help take care of, across the country, and they operate them. Not just, it's huge for Halloween, obviously for the zombie thing, but they're doing 4th of July hunts and Thanksgiving hunts and spring break hunts and all sorts of stuff with them. So
that's cool.
Yep.
Very cool. I want to talk a little bit about your team. I know you guys have quite a few people. Is this an older picture? Or how long
that was earlier this year, but it was at a Midwest show, so we didn't have our whole team out there with us. So that's just right there. That picture's our core group of executives. Tyler on the left, he's our marketing guy. Caden next to him is actually our president of Live a Little Entertainment Group, and he's over all of the touring properties. So Caden handles booking the talent, he handles the venue, the logistics, all of the above. He came from Monster Jam, from Feld Entertainment. He ran domestic and international tours as a tour manager for them for about 5 years. And then we scooped him up about 3 years ago. So he's a absolute rock star. Like our entire team is. But Caden speaks the motorsports language better than anybody that I know, much better than myself. And I've been doing it a very long time. And then, of course, my wife, Britt's over our business development side, growing the business. She also helps take care of a lot of the front of house stuff. And then, of course, Kenny, I think everybody knows Kenny. Kenny's our announcer. We call him the VP of Creative Projects because the guy comes up with all sorts of crazy shit, or we come up with the crazy shit. And then we pass it over to Kenny and say, can you build this? And he usually says no. And then we say, yeah, you can. And then Kenny figures that out. So,
sure you can, Kenny. Don't sell yourself short.
And then Katie, the gal on the right, she's our VP of Hospitality, and she's the manager over all of our front of house operations. So years ago, we were just selling tickets to the shows, right? And just keeping that ticket revenue. Well, by the time you deal with enough vendors and people that don't show up on time and people that don't want to pay you what they're supposed to be paying and all of the above, we will think in 2006, bringing everything in house. So we do all of our own concessions, all of our own alcohol sales, market permitting, of course, all of our own merchandise. So we design and print all of our own merchandise in house for all of our gear that we both sell online and that we sell on site at the shows. So we needed to have control over it, and I always say tickets will pay the bills, but where you make the money is on that front of house side, right? And there's some shows that are, front of house is what absolutely saves us, that gets you by and gets you into the black. So we have a very big focus on front of house. We just hired another guy out of Iowa that just moved here 10 days ago. That's a venue and a front of house. I'm going to call it an expert. He worked on the other side, managing venues and managing their front of house. So we just brought him on board. He packed up his U-Haul and drove out here and rented a place. So we're growing very, very quickly. So we have 10 full timers in house now, and then on any given weekend, of course, we'll have 70 people on payroll between front of house staff and security and talent and everything else. So
Wow.
getting a lot bigger than where we started. Yeah, there's a good shot of dang near everybody operations wise right there. So great picture too. You must have an iPhone, so when I sent you a shit picture from an Android, that's what they look like.
I do have an iPhone, yes. So,
I'll get an iPhone one of these days. Yeah.
That's cool. So, has it's been 10, 12 years that you kind of been focused on Live a Little, or what? When did you start this?
We started like a very light year in 2014. And that was just a couple, 3 shows. And then I was still working a full-time job. August of 14, I left my cush job and decided, hey, let's just throw it all in here and just go for it. And funny story, the week that I quit my job, we had a contracted show up in Billings, Montana, and both nights got rained out. We were contracted to do the truck pulls. Both nights got rained out, canceled the entire show. The next weekend, we did our first own self-promoted show up in Williston, North Dakota, and we rained out Saturday night and ran the show on Sunday with a very, very little crowd. And I cashed out my 401k when I left the company, or when I left my job to have a little extra cushion, and I spent half of it in the first 2 weeks just covering payout and travel expenses. Because there was no money right off the bat. So it was a hell of a way to start this thing. And then in 2015, we set up a full schedule: monster trucks, truck pulls, freestyle motocross, all the above. And we tanked, man. We lost just shy of $250,000 in 2015. And it was brutal. I mean, we were the Antichrist as far as in the world of truck pulling. We tried and tried. We couldn't get people to come. We had very limited marketing budget. And, back then we come from the truck pulling world. My dad built our first pulling truck the year I was born 40 years ago. And I had a lot of pride in that I could go into any market, anywhere, and turn a profit on a truck pull. And eventually you can, but you can't do it on year 1. And sometimes you're not going to do it on year 2. And at that point, we weren't doing any kind of market research, right? We were just throwing a dart at the board and going, hey, those guys have a rodeo arena. Let's schedule a truck pull there. And we failed and failed and failed. The very last show of the year, we failed on the monster truck side too. But the very last show of the year, we made like $1,300.
That had to feel like the biggest win.
Yeah, it was the biggest win ever. And within 5 minutes of knowing the numbers, I gave it away because Kenny, or my best friend Kenny, he's been with us since day one. He traveled an entire year and a half, maybe even 2 years, on his own dime to come and announce these shows and to help us grow this company. We didn't have money for payroll. I took that $1,300 and I wrote him a check for $1,300 at the very last show of the year and handed it to him. And that was kind of a cool moment for us. We realized we could do this, but we were doing it wrong. We had to slow down, went back to the drawing board, for 2016 and 17 and just scaled everything back. Made some common sense decisions, got rid of the pride, got rid of that ego that we were going to go, take over the world with truck pulls. And we brought in more monster trucks, and that was a big turning point for us. Monster trucks are already selling tickets. You guys know the battle that we have with truck pulling in the Western United States is we have to first educate our customer, our fan, what a truck pull is. Then we have to try to sell them a ticket. So there's 2 sides to that. You go to the Midwest, sell them a ticket, or you just got to tell them beer's going to be there, right? And these people are going it's a real deal. But educating people on what a truck pull is and what it can be and the entertainment value that comes from it is honestly the biggest obstacle that I think we all still face right now, right? Is how do we show people that it's not the typical stereotype is that the old farmer on the tractor, right? They hear tractor pull and they go way back to the 1970s, and that's what they think they're actually going to see. And in some instances that's true. But for what we're doing, what we do and what you guys are doing, obviously that's it couldn't be further from the truth of what we're actually doing there, right? And what that entertainment value and just the coolness factor that brings. So we've Since then, I'll be honest, I didn't do another self-promoted poll for almost 10 years. We did contracted shows, but I left truck pulling completely. We still ran our trucks a little bit, but we really focused on, the bigger revenue generating touring brands until the end of last year. And now here we are. Our next 3 self-promoted shows are all truck pulls that we have coming up right now. So,
coming full circle.
You know what it is, and I'll tell you guys, and I hope if there's anybody that's putting on truck pulls that's listening, and I'm sure there's a bunch of you, where we found the niche, and I want to share this with everybody because it's working for us, not just in the truck pulling space, but in all of our motorsport spaces. We live and die by the Savannah Bananas business model, and if you guys haven't heard of the Savannah Bananas, look them up. It's
amazing.
Wild what Jesse Cole has done with a sport that was historically boring, right? And he now has a waiting list of nearly 4 million people trying to buy a ticket to one of these goofy baseball games. And he's done it by putting the fans first. He's done it by creating entertainment in a space that typically didn't have a lot of entertainment. And where we see it right now, monster trucks have always been entertaining. We're adding a whole new style of flavor to it. And going above and beyond, I think, what anybody else has. But truck pulling, I think the biggest margin for improvement and to really raise that entertainment value out of all the different types of motorsports that we do is in truck pulling. You have really good people. You have really cool iron that people don't see every day. And you have a 3-minute gap in between every little bit of energy and excitement. A truck goes down the track and you have 3 minutes to fill. So we've started filling all of those gaps. I mean, we have choreographed team dances with some of our staff. Like Wendell gets out of the pulling sled and he knows the dance. Ryan Thane comes out there and does the dance with us. My sister runs her truck. And I'll send you guys the video. You guys can learn it. It's super
Skylar, this may be the best idea I've heard all night.
Let's do it. Let's do it. My sister pulls her truck and then she gets out and she has a dance. We have Tyler, our VP of marketing. He's a TikTok and YouTube phenom under the name Full Boogie Tilt. And he puts on outfits and he plays characters in the show. And he plays a 70, 80-year-old grandma with a big ass. And I mean, it's wild, but we're filling those times. In between, there's a new wig.
and so, wait, are you saying that literally between every hook, you've got something happening, or it's occasional?
Not every single hook. So we have what we call rain delay scripts. So if somebody breaks down on the track or the sled's adding weight, something like that, we have go-tos. And so we call them experiments, just like the Bananas do. We have a whole list of them. And every night we try to do at least 3 to 5 different experiments that we've never done at a show before. Some of them stick, so we keep including those in. But I mean, Tyler will go through like 3 or 4 wardrobe changes a night, just becoming a different character, becoming something different to entertain people. We did a show down in Ogden a few weeks ago, and we had VIP tables sitting trackside. And I mean, he was on the table in the 70-year-old grandma with the beach balls in the front, and then is it just shaking it like we have choreographed dance and songs that him and Kenny do. But it's what people want, and after you start seeing the response from people, the things that we're seeing, especially on social media, are those ridiculous things, the things that were entertaining. The trucks are cool. They bought a ticket to come see the trucks and tractors. There's no doubt about it. But once you get them there and you have them there, entertaining outside of the trucks is where I think, like I said, that biggest margin for truck pulling to become such a staple in entertainment in the motorsport space. There's a big lane that's wide open right there. And
I mean, it makes sense. You know, if they're entertained, yeah, maybe they bought the ticket the first time to watch pulls. If they're entertained, they're buying the ticket the next time. Because they've already seen them trucks pull. But so you know who I think would enjoy or appreciate this the most is my dad, because he's the announcer who has to fill 3 minutes between every hook.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's a real relief to the announcer.
It is. And Kenny and we have Tracy too that announces. A lot of times they tag team it, and we'll have it where the announcers are part of it, right? So like when Tyler's doing a bit and he's up there running the sound for it or doing the sound effects and things like that. And then there's one spot when we do our dance. Tyler's mic'd up on the floor, so he hollers up to Kenny and says, "Hey, the boss says if you don't come down here and dance, you're fired." And Kenny says, "Well, then we're going dancing, and he hits the button, and then he runs out onto the floor and does the dance thing. And there's so many things that you can add in there. Like, give one thing that we tried is we give away popsicles. Like, as people are standing outside of the fence, that's a cool experiment. That's very low cost, but something that adds to that fan experience before they even get inside of your venue is take a cooler down the line and give every kid there a popsicle, right? We have a playlist that we set outside of our gates that is Kenny and Tyler pre-recorded. And it says, hey, welcome to the show. We're going to be opening the gates. It starts like, I'm not kidding you, like exactly 32 minutes before gates open. It plays some songs, but then it reminds people, hey, we do cash and card inside. We have food inside. We have merchandise inside. Make sure you're posting, hashtag Insanity Tour, whatever it is for the event that we're doing. And that sits on a speaker and plays outside your gate, because there's a lot of, from the moment people pull into your parking lot, that's when we should start entertaining them, right? That's when the experience really should begin. So we love it. I see, yeah, John Bohr knows how to dance. I've actually seen it before, as a matter of fact.
It feels like that would be entertaining. It might be a whole 3-minute segment by itself.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But no, we truck pulls have a huge opportunity, and that's why we're going to some more of them, to be completely honest. So monster trucks have oversaturated a lot of our, especially in the Western U.S. Everybody seems to want to put on their own monster truck now, which is fine. But we do it differently. We do it our way, and we're moving that into truck pulling too.
And so, to go back into truck pulling, your dad built this in 85. Is that what you said?
Yep. He started building it in 84 and finally tried to make a pass with it in 85. I don't even know if it actually went down the track hardly at all in 85. But 40 years ago, the year I was born, sold his Harley, scraped up the money from it and a couple other things, and went down to Kansas and bought the body and the frame. So the main frame rails on that are still 62 Ford, and that's a 62 unibody, all steel body. Both of our trucks have steel bodies on them still. And this year I was going to put a 1950s chop top Chevy fiberglass body on it that was hunkered way down low, so that motor sat up over the top of the cab and stuff, and running out of time like we always do. So Tyler designed a wrap for it. I just had this crazy idea. There it is there. Yeah, that's a good shot of it.
Wow. That's pretty.
My dad's always wanted red, white, and blue flames, man. His entire life, he's always wanted red, white, and blue flames. So this year
got him there.
We pulled it got plenty of them, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We pulled the blower motor. That's always had a natural motor in it, and my sister drives it. She hucked the rods out of it up in Coeur d'Alene middle of last summer. So we never put a motor back together, and we were kind of him-hawing around on what we wanted to do. We ended up pulling the blower motor out of my 2-wheeler, and we stuffed it in the 4-wheel drive. And then I put a Hemi in the 2-wheeler for this year. So both trucks are completely new and different, but we was able to give Dad kind of something special that's totally different. So we haven't been able to get the truck to make a full pass down the track yet, but we're working on that part still.
Is your dad still involved in the pulling or in the operations?
Yep, he is. He's at the shop every day. And I tell everybody, when my dad either passes on, and I don't want to wish that, or when my dad thinks that truck pulling is not fun anymore, just like he told me when I was younger, then we'll stop doing it. I love doing it for him. He loves watching it. We've tried to get him back in the seat. He won't get back in the seat. He hasn't been in the seat for like 15 years. But we tried to get him to run the 4-wheel drive, and he won't do that. So we tried to get him to run the 2-wheeler. He doesn't want anything to do with anything that could come off the ground whatsoever.
Yeah, but the promo, I mean, the 4-wheel drive, have you considered making a bet with him that you could actually win that will result in him driving?
That's not a bad idea.
Because I feel like he's a pretty honorable guy, and if he loses a bet, he will pay up.
I mean, we could cram him in there. We could try, and I'd love to see him do it.
I think that's your best plan going forward.
Yep. It would be a lot of fun to see him give it one shot. I don't think he'd ever strap into the 2-wheeler, but
yeah, no,
maybe
that might be a step too far. That's fair.
Yeah. This picture right here was actually taken. If you look at the rear tires, and when so we have an in-house content guy, Troy, that does all of our social media now, does all of our photos, videos, reels. I mean, you've seen the content that we're knocking out is totally wild and totally different. Troy got that picture and he sent it to me. And I went, well, how the hell did this work? Because the tires aren't touching the ground in the back. And he got the picture right at the moment. I actually blew up the headgear on my high gear in my transmission, and it threw the truck. The truck was all the way up in the air. Anyway,
Wow.
When it came out of gear, that's the shot right there that the tires were coming off the ground in the back. So
It's pretty awesome picture. It looks like it's launching.
What's that?
Do you have this picture blown up huge on a wall somewhere, I hope?
No, I don't. Not yet, anyway. I have one that's similar to it, but this picture is this was taken in Ogden last month, and the pit area for all the trucks and everything was actually on the right side where all the grass is. So Troy AI'd out all of the people and all of the trucks over there. So we just had a picture of my truck with the grass and the mountains in the background.
I mean, that makes sense because it looks surprisingly pristine for a truck pull.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's never
going to say that backdrop is just perfect.
Yeah,
the
backdrop is,
CGI, bro.
The mountains are actually real. It's just the infield area of the grass that's not real.
It's a great picture.
Yeah, it's a neat facility for sure.
So Katie and Wendell are talking about your 4-wheel drive coming off the ground too. That's usually not a good thing, but
no, and it is. We're really struggling with the new power, and we had to move that motor back 5 inches to get the hood. I wasn't willing to completely chop up the entire hood with the blower and everything sitting out the front there. So we had to move the motor back 5.5 inches in the frame, and then it made 2 decent passes at the beginning of the year as a couple exhibition passes down in Utah. But we turned the boost way down. We were at like 18% overdrive, and it seemed to be manageable, but it wouldn't pull the gear. So instead of changing gears, it was just easier to put smaller pulleys back on the top. And now I think the chassis and the combination of the power plant they're not loving each other one bit right now. So Katie's having a hell of a time keeping the front end on the ground and keeping all 4 tires on the ground. We already broke a ring and pinion and broke a rear drive line once. So we're struggling, but you guys know how truck pulling is. You get one shot to make adjustments and that's it. So worry about it next weekend, right?
That's right. That is
I like
right.
the philosophy of just changing the pulley though instead of the gear.
Yeah,
Give it some more power.
And it worked. I mean, when I ran that motor in my 2-liter, I ran it at 62% overdrive, just literally trying to keep up with the Hemis. You could hear my rods screaming every single pass. We put it back to, I think she's at 42 or 43% in the 4-wheel drive now, which is honestly way too much. I mean, it has a 14 on it, and there's not a blown 4-wheel drive that really needs. I don't think that kind of horsepower, especially out here on the tracks that we pull on. But the truck's always hooked, and it's always stayed flat, and it's always worked really, really well. So I didn't expect that the change in horsepower would be that extreme on the way that the truck is handling right now. So we'll click the shocks up. We'll do some stuff. I may be calling you guys to figure out the tip. We haven't had to tune on a 4-wheel drive on the chassis for 15 years because it's worked so well. So we forgot everything we once thought we knew.
Don't call us for that.
Yeah, we're in a similar spot to that, let's say.
Yeah.
20
So
years.
this weekend, Skylar, you guys are headed to Kennewick, Washington. Is that right?
That's right. Yep. Kennewick this weekend. We got one show on Saturday. Kind of a last minute deal. We just booked it 2.5 weeks ago. We had a hole in the schedule and we were going to pull it with monster trucks, but thought, why the hell? We went to Kennewick in October last year, had a really good turnout, had a great show. And they're actually tearing their fairgrounds down starting in August, right after their fair. So it's kind of our last chance to get it in before they start. They're rebuilding them, but they won't be done for over a year. We can just sneak in there and get Kennewick done. And then next weekend, we have Idaho Falls, which is our hometown show. We have 2 nights, Friday, Saturday in Idaho Falls. Next weekend is a big weekend for pulling in Idaho. The Petros have the Weezer show the same weekend on the other side of the state. And I mean, there's going to be a lot of truck pulling going on in Idaho. So we're excited, and I'm excited for those guys. I help those guys with their marketing and their ticketing and stuff too. So we love to see big shows. the more people we can get to come out to these polls, the more competitors, the more spectators, the easier it's going to make this for all of us that's trying to sell tickets to these shows down the road,
For sure. And then you finish out the month in Elko, is that right?
Yes, Elko is August 2nd. So we're going back down. It's the first time we've ever done a Live a Little / Thane Motorsports show, a truck pull. We do monsters and drag races and everything else in Elko, but we're going to go down there and do one in the middle or beginning of August. It should be about 100 degrees, nice and dry, be absolutely miserable, but we'll get through her. Then we go up to Coeur d'Alene for 2 shows up at the North Idaho State Fair, middle of August. And then back to the Eastern Idaho State Fair, the Blackfoot show. Everybody knows it as the Blackfoot pole. Been doing it for 30 plus years now. Then God, I hope we're done after that, but I know we're not. So I don't know. We just keep booking more and more stuff. So we don't have an off season. We called it a prep season that typically ran, November, December, and half of January. This year we don't have that. We're running all the way through pretty well the second weekend in December, and then we start second weekend in January for 26. Our 26 schedules almost full all the way through June already. So it's we got a lot. And
I thought we were bad going till early November and then firing up again in mid-February.
You guys have a lot. How many hooks do you have this year?
I think we have 16 that we're putting on. Then we tied our points together with Max Cackle. That added 3 more.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's a big year for us.
Awesome.
It's good though.
That's
We're going to
awesome.
some new markets. We went to the Alameda County Fair a couple weeks ago, which was huge. We did 3 nights there. Great crowds. That was an awesome event. And a market
and first time ever there, right, Brian?
Correct.
Wow.
It's a horse race fair, and California horse racing is moving from Northern California to Southern California. So they found out several months prior to their month-long fair, they were not going to have any horse racing. So they had to kind of figure out what to do. So it worked out great for us, and they just wrapped up their fair yesterday. So
Wow.
good event. We're going to go to Fallon in the middle of August 23rd. We'll be in Fallon at the Cantaloupe Festival, which is kind of exciting. We haven't been there in a number of years. Of course, our August 2nd, we'll go to Ukiah, which we've gone there every year for the last 25 years. So pretty exciting. We got a lot coming up. Lucky for us, we get July off. There's no pulls for us. In fact, as a family, we're taking off this week, and we're going to go on a little cruise down to Mexico. So
good for you.
Fun.
Good for you. That's
whole family.
Gotta
all
have
these
it,
guys.
man. Awesome.
Yeah.
Gotta find
So
time
that's
to
pretty
make that
exciting
balance happen.
stuff. Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
do you guys have
We're,
any questions for Skylar?
Super impressed. That was quite a story.
I feel like I might have already asked too many questions, so I'm gonna step back.
No.
Throw 'em at me, Steve.
Badass.
Throw 'em at me, Steve.
Cashed in his 401k and damn near lost it the next week and stayed with it.
Yep.
It's impressive. It's extremely impressive.
That's
It
takes
was,
some balls.
I
was one of the
I was
hardest
gonna say
things.
I would have turned tail and figured out what else I could do, because
I think you can at that point. That's like pushing it all in.
There
Better
was no doubt about it. And it was that truck puller's pride and ego that kept pushing me, which in the moment was probably a bad thing, but I'm grateful that it happened the way that it did, because the lessons that I learned and everybody around me learned from that year was, exactly what not to do. And that's more valuable than anything,
And it wasn't a bad thing, because you ended up where you are. Like,
Right.
I know it was at the time, it probably felt crazy. I mean, so when I left my job, started my own company, I did the same thing. I cashed in my 401k just to survive, right? Like until we could get that first payment from the client. But it's worth it. It's a huge gamble when you do it. Luckily, it worked out for you. It's worked out for me. I suppose it doesn't always work out for everybody, but long run, I mean, you can't regret that, right? Like, this was the right choice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, and it built a mindset. And back then I didn't even know what that meant. But now looking back, the mindset that it helped build to get us to where we are now, and the people that we've attracted into our space, I mean, the team that we have, I would put up against any team in the country that does what we do. And I'm not talking motorsports, I'm talking entertainment. We're an entertainment company that uses motorsports,
Right.
but we're not a motorsports company. We're here to entertain, and just creative minds and safety minded people, and people that can speak the language, whether they're talking to $1 billion company that's a potential sponsor, or a town of 10,000 that has a fairgrounds somewhere in city limits type of a thing. So
Yeah.
we're extremely diverse, and everybody wears, I mean, the hats get passed around a lot because we're doing the work of what probably should be 20 to 25 people with 9-10 full-timers, and it's a lot, and it wears on you, and it's hard to balance and juggle all of the things. But our team really, really loves to entertain. They believe in the vision. They believe in the goals that we've set out. We do quarterly goals every single quarter for both personal and for corporate. And we roll these goals out to our team, and they look at it and go, "You got to be shitting me. Like there's going there." And sometimes we don't get there, but the things that we're focusing on, we put them into goals, and it's working. Getting that attention, that's really what it comes down to, because attention beats marketing 1,000% of the time. So what can we do to get that attention? And you never know what it's going to be. And that's the other thing too. Anybody that's putting on events that's listening, if you have something that's a little bit off the wall, post it on your social media. Don't worry about what people are going to say or think, because I can guarantee you can post a picture of the most perfect whatever, and somebody's still going to get on there and hate about it, right? They're going to get on there and bitch that this is wrong, that's wrong, whatever it is. So you might as well post whatever it is that you have anyway. We posted a video of our half cars, which one of our tour managers at the end of last year, he's like, "Hey, what if I built some cars and we just cut them in half and they just were front loaders?" And I was like, "Bitch, like you build them and we'll plug them into the shows." And we had a video in Wyoming, and the video, it's not a video of a monster truck or Bigfoot. We have Bigfoot on our tour. It's not a Bigfoot. It's not a 6.4 engine tractor. It's nothing. It's these little piece of shit cars that are sawed in half, and we got 7 million views. I mean, it went viral from a half. We gained, I don't remember,
7 million views.
Yeah, we gained like 26,000 followers or 24,000 followers on our social media platforms. These cars don't cost more than about $300 to build them and cut them in half.
Can't imagine they would. I mean, literally, all you have to do is move the gas tank up to the front half and cut the bitch in half.
They build a little roll bar behind with an X brace, so if they get ran into, they got a little bit of protection back there, and they're just driving.
I mean, you guys are obviously committed to safety, so that's a good move.
Yeah, they're all professional drivers on a closed course, right?
Yeah,
Don't try that at home.
Yeah. But post that stuff, man. It's so cool, and people want to see something different. They want to see something that grabs their attention, and you know what people's attention span is now. It's about that long. And so what is it that's wild and crazy, something blowing up, something on fire? Don't put anything out there, obviously, from a safety perspective that shouldn't be posted out there. We have a very strict policy on that type of stuff. But if it's something goofy and crazy and weird, post it, man. Even if it's just a behind the scenes thing, because you never know what people are going to latch on to. And the more they grow, And we have an in-house app. They download our app. They get into the app. Now they're buying merchandise. So there's a revenue stream there that's attached to all of those things. It's just putting yourself in position to be ready for it and getting that word out there when it comes.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's cool.
And I've seen a couple of your videos of those half cars. Those are the coolest things ever. You cannot get involved in that, boys, because a couple of you are taking it too far.
I am not sure you're right about that, Brian. Like,
You can't.
I think this is going to happen.
I could see a minivan getting chopped in half, and we'll leave that to Skyler. We'll go up to one of Skyler's shows and check their stuff out.
Brian, you remember that Dodge Lancer we used to have for high school?
That would have been perfect.
It literally would be the best half car ever.
I'm shocked that you didn't accidentally cut that in half one time. Like
I'm
at some point.
surprised. There's a lot of things I'm surprised about with that car. And in fairness to Brian's point, most of the things I broke on there were in the front half. But honestly, that would have been an amazing half car.
It would have been cool. That little turbo 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
Oh, turbo. Yeah.
Oh, that
There
some
you
bitch
go.
was.
Yeah.
We can't really
So-
tell all the stories about that because
Anyways, we're probably
the
gonna quit
statute of
talking about that.
limitations is passed. We're good. Let's keep going.
Mom and Dad typically watch, so we're just gonna stop right there.
Yeah, no, they're definitely watching right now.
So, Skylar, at this point of the show, well, first of all, thank you again for joining us, and
course.
appreciate you sharing your story
Yeah,
and
guys.
your insights into this world. But now we turn the game over to James, and we play this cool marketplace game. So, J Dog, take over.
Yeah, so Skylar, I don't know if you've really seen the show before. Hopefully you can see the screen here. But essentially what we do at the latter half of the show is I take over and we play a little Facebook Marketplace guessing game. So it's essentially like The Price is Right. I'm going to show you a Facebook Marketplace listing, and then everyone's going to take a turn and guess what the listing price was. You get 3 points if you get the exact answer, 2 points for the closest, and 1 point for second place. And if you win, we're going to somehow get you a GSI 25 t-shirt. And for the regulars on the show, if you lose, then you need to spin our beloved punishment wheel. You can see Trevor there. He lost last time, had to spin the wheel, and he got a little wig as his punishment.
Pretty mild wig, by the way.
It's
He
cute.
didn't even
I
have
think
to
it's
shave his
a
beard.
cute wig.
Yeah. Steve didn't even have to shave his beard, but he did
He
it anyway.
accidentally shaved his beard.
Well, only
Yeah.
the first like 1/10 was accidental. After that, I was like, "Fuck
Yeah,
it."
then it was on purpose.
Yeah, well, that's what matters sometimes. So, first listing here, we're looking at a modified four-wheel drive. It has either run NTPA or PPL. It's got a GM frame, Profab, reverser, drop box. It's an all-billet engine from CFE with no expense spared, and it's the absolute best parts money can buy with only 10 runs on the motor since a refresh. It's very competitive, got numerous wins, and the guy does not need to sell it. He just hates to see it sit. Dad,
Understandable.
what do you think?
Shit. 80,000.
80,000. Okay. Steve?
I'm a little higher than that. I'm at 95.
95. Okay. Kevo?
I was gonna say 75, but that doesn't leave me a lot. 75.
75. Trev?
I think he's
Trev, you're
muted.
muted.
Is Trevor stuck?
Sorry, I'm here. I'm gonna say 100,000.
100,000. All right, Skylar, I know we're going quick here. You get the gist of it?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go 70,000.
70,000.
Yes.
I do like the
Right.
red, white, and blue theme, though. I mean, that's pretty badass.
It's very nice, yeah.
Is that the
4th of July
American
and all.
farmer? Is that what that says?
I believe so, yeah, the American Farmer.
I like that.
Well, this truck here is 70,000.
Oh,
Skylar
Skylar
just
out there.
nailed
Hey.
it first try.
Wow.
That's 3 points.
Incredibly impressive. Skylar, 3 points. And second closest here is nobody because everyone else was over.
Oh,
And,
Oh. Wait, does that mean that
Skylar-
you get the point, Jay? For
It's 3
second?
points. I am going to get 1 point. Skylar, it's kind of an unwritten rule, but if everyone else is too high, then I get the point.
Nice.
So there, Skylar,
Also,
first place
Skylar-
for 3 points.
James makes up all of the rules.
yeah,
So,
you'll make up
okay,
a
whoa,
lot of
whoa,
rules
whoa,
as we
whoa,
go.
whoa. Let's knock that
Which is
off.
fine. It's your.
I
it's
made
your
up
right.
all of the rules when I made the game, and now we stick to them religiously.
Yes,
And, that's one of the
and
rules.
if there's anything that's like questionable, you get to make the decision.
Well, for sure, I'm the host.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
One of the rules
done
is
with
he
this,
can make
Steve.
up new rules.
Another red, white, and blue one here for you. This is a 68 GMC 2500.
That's
It's
right.
4th of July special.
Yep.
It is an America Rat Rod shop truck, obviously. It's super solid, and it's a hit at every parade. It's got a good wrench 350 with a 4-speed manual, bucket seats, carpet, wheels, gas tank, and carb are all new. You could drive this baby anywhere. I believe this was listed on the 4th of July.
Nice. Good choice
I mean,
by
that's-
that guy.
Doesn't get any better than that. Steve, you're up first.
$9,500.
9,500.
Solid
Last
guess.
week we had a 72 Blazer, I believe, that was approximately 353 something thousand.
This
Oh,
is
yeah,
different
that guy
than
was
that.
nuts.
This is definitely different than that.
Yeah, but this is definitely has a better paint job than that did.
Well, obviously.
Kev.
My turn?
Yep.
I don't think this guy's like Barrett Jackson crazy. Let's say
No.
6,000.
6,000. Cheating Trev.
Hmm.
I don't know. This one's tough. I feel like he could be very prideful and I mean, not like
He's
the last
definitely-
guy.
He's a proud American,
pride.
that's for sure.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
for sure, pride. But
That
like,
goes without saying.
prideful in the.
He's got racing stars and stripes. Look at that.
No, I know. I see.
Mhm.
Badass.
I'm gonna say 6250.
6250. Okay. Skylar.
I'm gonna go 7,500, and I don't know why, but let's go 7,500.
7,500. Okay.
Yeah.
Dad.
I think this guy is a true proud American,
Mm-hmm.
and it's $1,776.
Oh, that would be rad.
I mean,
That
that's
is
basically a
That'd
$1
be a
bet.
deal.
But that's a good. It's a good.
Yeah,
that'd
it's
be
a
a
good
deal.
move.
Mhm.
Well, it's not 1,776. Unfortunately, it is 6,500.
Oh,
Let's go.
Trev, I'm not sure you weren't cheating there, but I'm going to give you the points anyways.
What?
Trev,
If Trevor
with a guess
won,
of 6,250
he's a cheat.
is going to get 2 points. Kev, with a guess of 6,000, you're going to get 1 point.
Oh, nice.
I was kind of wondering why Trevor was so insistent of being on his own laptop instead of joining Dad. But
Oh,
yeah.
cheating Trav.
This-
dude.
Well, he's wearing a wig. He doesn't want the punishment wheel again. This is very clear.
It's true. It's true. He could have a listening device up there and Bree's feeding him answers. From
Oh, right in the
Ireland.
wig. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
I actually just meant he doesn't want to lose again, and so therefore he left.
No,
so
I
he
was
could cheat.
I was thinking more
You took
like
it a different level. You're right.
yeah.
This is active
Yeah.
cheating.
Well, let's see what he can do here. This one is a 4.1 Limited Pro. It's a 1066. Transmission, clutch, and the billet differential have only 12 passes on them. They were installed new last year. It's got Kaiser wheels with India Polar tires. The Hartz turbo is only 2 years old. It's got a Northeast pump, an Ace hitch frame, and wheelie bars. This guy only wants cash money for this
Mm-hmm.
tractor here. Let's start this one with Kev. Kev, what do you
I'm
think?
not very good at these tractor ones. I'm going to say, could this be worth 60, 75?
Is that a question or an answer?
It was
I don't
both.
know. I don't know what is it worth, like over 100,000 or over 50,000?
I don't know, Kev.
What I mean, what is it?
He
4.1?
does know, but he's not going to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I do.
Uh,
I'll tell you, it was worth more than the Chevy truck that we just looked at.
That's good information, actually.
That is
Yeah.
good.
130,000.
130,000.
That's what that guy said.
Ooh. We went to 60 to 65 to 130.
Yeah, I did that.
Shaggy Trev.
Basically 65 twice.
That's good. This is a big class in the Midwest, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think. Oh man. What was Kevin's? 130.
130.
Yeah. I'll go. I'm gonna say 100,000.
100,000. Skylar?
I don't speak tractor either, but I know that is a big popular class, and it's a bitchin' looking tractor. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 100. No, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go 110,000.
110.
Yeah,
That's a good guess.
Brian?
Has anybody said 85?
Nope. You want it?
I'll take 85.
Okay. Steve?
85 is the lowest, yeah?
Yes.
I mean, I feel like I should go $1, but I'm not gonna.
Well, keep in mind it's at least 6,500.
That's a really good point, Jay.
It's more than that Chevy truck.
No, I appreciate the reminder on that. I'm gonna come in instead of 6,500. I'm gonna come in at 65,000.
65,000. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good guess. Correct answer for this 4.1 limited pro stock here is 150,000. Uncle Kev with 2 points, and then Skylar with 1 point for his guess of 110. I have to say, Uncle Kev undoubtedly just was stalling, saying numbers until Brian said 130, and then he stole that.
Yeah, I had to get a.
Hey,
I mean, I'm not. No, I didn't cheat.
It's not against the rules, so I can't.
If they're on the screen, it's fair game.
Yeah,
because that guy seemed like he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, he did. He said from Missouri too, which I'm pretty sure is right. So, yeah, shout out to Brian there.
Yeah, big ups.
You did great. Kev, you're at 3 points.
Damn.
Big ups, yeah. Skylar in the lead with 4 points.
Jesus,
Trevor, you're bringing up
coming
third place with 2 points. Skylar's way out in front. We've got 3 listings left here. Next one, this one,
catch Skylar.
maybe a little more interesting. This here is a 69 Cadillac sedan. It's got a chop top, runs and drives, street legal. It's got a 12-valve Cummins with a sick valve cover paint job there. It's early 90s, rotary pump, it's turned up, non-intercooled. It's got airbags with a dual compressor. Keep in mind, though, it's an older build, so it shows its age a little bit. The filler on top, somewhere up here, is cracking a little bit. No big deal. Tires might be a little old with a lot of burnouts. And the interior is basic. But it's not pretty, but it's fun. Steve, was that your girlfriend in high school's nickname? Not pretty.
Well, more of her description, but yes.
Oh, description. Sorry.
That's okay.
Forgot about that.
Trev, you can see it's smokes a little smoke. Like its
This guy
owner
couldn't
probably.
be more honest either. He's very honest.
No,
Do you
he's very
guys
honest.
do you want to know what her actual nickname was?
Yeah.
Sure.
Chop 69 Caddy.
Okay. Trev?
That's rad.
Oh boy. No idea. It's pretty sweet. There's no disregarding that.
No, no doubt about that.
I'm gonna say $12,000.
12,000.
That's a good guess.
Okay. Skylar?
I was in the 12 range. That's right. I don't know why I would give 12 for it, but I feel like I would.
It's more about what they're asking than what you would give.
No, I know. I'm just trying to. I mean,
I feel like it's a good
man,
guess. Like that's right where I was too.
that's somewhere in there. Let's go 15 because it's unique, even though it's a shit box. But I like it. Yep.
Yeah.
I think we all feel that way.
Could you see yourself cruising around Idaho with that, Skylar?
Honestly, you wouldn't be able to see anything because the windshield is not tall enough. Period.
That's a good point.
If I just
It's got
put it
about
on
4 inches of glass.
Also, when you're
convertible.
when you're driving around with that, you don't say Idaho.
No.
Do I need to finish the joke? Like, is that
That was a good one, Steve.
What do you
that
say,
don't tell
Steve?
itself?
Steve, finish the joke. I don't know. I haven't heard that one.
I'd have pimp.
I'd have pimp because, yeah. Anyways, Dad, what do you think? We got 12,000 and 15,000.
I think this guy is nuts, and I'm going to say it's 20,000.
Oh,
20,000. Okay.
you think Spielman
Steve?
would fit in that?
Yeah, dude. Take
Well,
the
he's
seats
tall. No, he's tall though.
Laid
Yeah,
out in the
that's what I'm
back,
saying.
he'd fit, I bet.
out. Lay back.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve?
Oh, I kind of wish it wasn't my turn. I was thinking of my jokes instead of thinking of a price.
Money and the
Awesome.
money on my mind.
$8,000.
8,000. Gabo?
It's worth
What's
more
that
than
middle
though.
range? What did they say? 12 and 15?
Yep.
What's half of that? Middle of that?
That would be 13.5.
Give me that.
Okay.
It's good math.
13.5.
Good mathing, James. Good mathing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Let's see. 13.5. Correct answer here is 14,000.
Oh my
Wow.
With
No
13.5 just nailed it. Skylar, you were close, but unfortunately just 1,000 over. Kev with 2 points.
Thank
Gonna
you.
put him in the lead. Trevor
Ooh.
trailing behind there with 12,000. It's going to get another point. So this shakes up our leaderboard a little bit. Kev, first place. Skylar, second place. Trevor, third place. Brian, Steve, not on the board yet.
This is bad. This is
Losers.
bad. This is bad.
He might, Brian. He might get to resell that wig. Let's see here. Next one. This one's a bit of a curveball. I was pretty proud of this find here. This is an arcade shooting gallery.
Oh, this is a
It was,
good one.
Taylor
like this.
Engineering built this old-time Western shooting gallery. Everything here is included except for the building structure, which I assume would be this bit on the right that says hotel and has the nice little building. Everything works. Come and check it out. You obviously don't have that liberty. You just have the picture and this guy's word that everything works, but it seems pretty trustworthy. I think this is a fake man playing the piano, I assume.
I would hope so.
I would hope, yeah. I mean, I don't think they really shoot anything, but
Oh.
yeah.
They're lasers, right? Like at
Shooting
Disneyland?
through
Light.
laser.
It's light.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little light flash.
Light.
Yeah,
You can see I think on the guy's ass there is a little laser.
Oh.
like a
It'd be
target.
funnier if they were like 22s,
Target.
though.
Yeah. That would be, I mean, you could theoretically buy this and do that.
If you buy it, you do whatever you want, Kev.
True.
I
Yeah.
mean, BBs might be better, but Kevin, you do you.
Yeah.
Like
It's totally,
AR-15s would be rad.
yeah. Whatever you want.
Feels dangerous.
Skylar, this is a tough one. One of the tougher ones we've had on the show, but
This is
you're in
tough.
second place. You're doing pretty well. What do you think about this shooting gallery here?
I'd say that is a tough one because it's probably some guy that thinks it's worth way more money than it actually is.
For sure.
But I don't know where that even falls. Let's go 15. 15 grand
15.
turnkey. Yeah.
Would you buy it for 15?
I would absolutely not buy it for
No,
15.
okay.
No, it's
Is there a price where you would buy it?
I mean, I'd go $500 on it, probably just
$500.
you know,
Okay. That's
Reasonable offer.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
something fun to throw in the shop.
That's very reasonable. Brian?
I have no clue. I'm gonna just say 25,000.
25,000. Steve?
So, I mean, I know that we see what's on the screen, but like, does it have the bill acceptors and the thing? Like, could somebody take this and actually start charging money, or do you know that, Jay?
I don't know, but I would presume yes.
Because this is like what you see at Bravo Farms or something
Yeah.
like that.
No, I would assume
Okay,
Yes.
I'm at 20,000.
20,000.
Yeah.
Kev?
I was gonna say like 50,000, but now I realize that's
No, you
too
definitely should. No, you definitely should.
Hey, Kev. I mean,
high. No, I'm not gonna say that anymore. And it could just be like a guy with you just need an apron, and there's not like a money acceptor. You just walk back and forth, take the cash.
You got to pay a guy to like walk around and take money. Oh,
No, you do it yourself. You're self-employed with this bad boy.
oh, that's a good point. Okay.
What'd they say? 15 and 20.
15, 20, and 25. Your current guesses?
I'm gonna go 10.
10.
10,000.
Trev?
I think we're overlooking how big this thing is, right? This is like
Are we? Like, it's hard to tell.
like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guns right there,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
it seems pretty long. Like
so
I
at
don't
least
know.
like 10 feet long.
We should do a financial analysis of this. How much do you think you can earn per gun per day?
Like 30.
$10, maybe?
Yeah, $10 probably.
God, it's more than that. Anyway, let's go. Let's go.
Depends on where you are.
What's the highest?
This might be in this
25
guy's
right now?
house too. I mean, it
Price is
doesn't look
25,
like
Trev.
Give me 25,001.
That's the right choice.
25,001.
That
you
is
could turn it into a
bullshit, Trevor.
bar pretty easy.
No, it's the right choice. It's the right choice.
I have a couple things to say here before
Okay.
I reveal the answer. First
Go
of
ahead.
all, I think either we don't know the arcade shooting gallery market or this guy's just
fuck.
whacked out of his mind.
Oh shit!
Congratulations, Trevor.
And my second thing to say here is, Trevor, I'm smelling some bullshit from your direction. This guy, he listed it for $72,000.
Oh my
You should have said
God.
50,000.
And I've never seen Trevor on the ones that he's not cheating be like, oh guys, I think we're not getting how big this is. Like, you're looking at 6 toy guns that shoot lasers.
Yeah, but think about how much space
laser
there
guns.
is. Think about how much
Valid
space there
point.
is between each
No.
person.
No, I
James
don't want to
smells
hear it.
bullshit.
I
We
don't want to
agree.
hear it, buddy.
What was Trevor's guess?
He guessed
25,001.
25,001. Very,
I should have
the
said
very
that's-
inconspicuous answer for
That's
sure.
the right
But
guess to
he
make.
tries
no
to
matter
rationalize it too much. I'm
Just a
tired
little
of your
bit over
bullshit.
you guys, so I don't look like I'm cheating.
Trevor,
So cheating, dude.
Trevor, you get 1/2 point for that one.
That's nice.
And Dad, you're going to get your 1 point for second place.
That was
So,
generous, Trevor, for cheating. You got
Going
half a
into
point.
our last listing here, Steve, you're the only
I
one
know.
not on the board.
I know this is not good news. I know.
You're gonna lose.
It's not good news.
You're gonna lose.
Maybe if you spin and get the wig one, we'll just give you a fake beard to wear instead for next week.
Hey, I was gonna
beard.
make a suggestion. What I was thinking we could do is like, you could tweak something on the wheel, and it could either be grow a beard for 2 weeks or shave your beard off for 2 weeks, depending on whether you have one or not. Because for the rest of you fuckers, I would like this to like also matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, just a
I'll think
suggestion.
about
That's
it,
all.
Steve.
It's just a
I'll
suggestion.
think about
I
it
know.
for sure.
I appreciate it. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this.
All right, Steve. Skylar, this last listing here, before I tell you about it, we both guessed the price and the location. We'll go one at a time, and then back to reverse order. Closer you are to it, more points you get. There's really no set rules for that. It's kind of just at my discretion, but a very legitimate process nonetheless. So as we mentioned before, we're going on a cruise next week, so I figured I'd get a nice vessel going here. So this here is a 76 50-foot tugboat, and it will make a great anchor handling tug, small crane barge, or self-propelled barge. The front deck is 16.3 feet by 27 feet. All 3 motors now have 12-volt electric starters, and it holds about 3,000 gallons of fuel. The deck winches are working, and all block and tackles are in place. Needs a little bit of TLC, and it will be back to being an amazing vessel again. It's got all the documentation, and it's pretty much ready to go. Obviously in tip-top shape. Perfect for a little vacation, maybe a little cruise. Yeah, Dad, I believe you're gonna kick this one off with the price. So what do you think?
Wow. Well, if it's from 76, it is old as shit. So
Yeah, that's exactly
That's what I'm saying.
That's given. Yeah.
something I was thinking about.
yeah.
'Cause
So
Steve was born in that year. I get it.
No. Brian was
No.
born in that year.
Yeah.
Brian was born in
Oh.
that year.
oh shit. Okay. Well, that puts it in perspective.
Jesus, Steve, you were born before that?
I was indeed. Yes. I'm older than this 57-foot tug, which, by the way, that was my nickname in high school.
Well played, Steve. Well played. I am
You
going to
got it
say
in.
this
You got it in.
is a oh shit, 75,000.
75,000. Steve?
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of high.
Could be.
We're not guessing location. Just
Price right now. We'll go back
Okay.
and do location after.
I'm at 42,000.
42,000.
Yeah.
Kev?
This looks like something Tony Beats would buy, huh? This is probably
It doesn't have a dredge on it, Kev.
no, but he likes tugboats.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
It's probably like $100. It's probably
Wait,
like
can I-
$100,000.
Can I pause this? Does anybody know what air start is? Like an air start starter?
Yeah, you take it off and you put a 12-volt when it gets old.
Thanks, Kev.
No, but I mean, is it literally just a compressor that gets this son bitch moving, or
I
does
think
anybody
it
know?
dumps air into the cylinder, and that's how it gets it moving.
Okay.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
that's what
it
Gary
makes
talked about.
sense. It's basically like another port in the head.
Yes.
You just push. Okay. Thank you.
That's cool. Well, we don't need those anymore. We got electric starters. Trev?
Yeah, but it's interesting.
Cheating Trev, I should say.
What's the range?
Ryan
right now?
cheating, dirty Trev. Sorry. Go ahead.
What's our range right now?
42 to 100,000.
What's the middle of that?
3,000 gallons. That's
Just
cost
leave
like,
that one up for a while, Dad.
that's $100,000 just right there.
Trev, what's your guess?
Give me the middle of that range.
Trevor, that's
Oh
my
my
deal.
gosh.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying it out because it worked for
Trevor,
you
it's
last
probably
time.
like
You want
it's probably like
71,000?
69.
71,000.
Yeah, sure.
Skyler?
I mean, if it's full of fuel,
Yeah, that's what I'm
Gotta
saying.
add-
That's
That
gonna
doubles
add
the value.
a $1 million unit.
yeah. The deck is also big enough to put two pulling trucks or tractors side by side on.
Thinking
I noticed.
that.
So
Ooh.
It's a good way
that
to
brings the value up
think about it.
a
Yeah.
little bit. That said, no clue. I'm gonna go 80 grand. Has anybody done 80?
Nope. Nobody's done 80. 80 grand. All right, now, Skyler, we're going reverse order here. Where do you think it was listed from? Just keep in mind all the pictures. There's not a lot of information to go off of, but I would guess somewhere near water. That would be my,
Yes.
my one piece of advice.
The tugboat. Let's say shit. Let's say shit. How about just like a state? Can we just pick a state?
You can be as vague or as specific as you want.
I'm gonna go like New York area.
New York.
Like
Okay.
in the Bay. Yeah.
Okay.
East Coast.
Dad?
I am gonna go to the Gulf of Mexico.
What the what?
That's
Gulf
that's
of
not
what?
it's called.
I'm sorry, Gulf of America. Sorry, guys.
Oh, I didn't know where that was.
What an immediate reaction from Kevin, though. That was amazing.
Well, it's not on
My
Apple
bad.
Maps anymore or whatever.
The
Yeah.
Gulf of America
Gulf of America. We're at. There's a lot of.
Well, yeah, I know. Give me just one sec.
You mean like New Orleans, like Freeport?
Yeah.
No, take your time while you're cheating, Brian. Literally take as
No,
long as you
I'm
want.
looking at a fucking map, Steve. I'm sorry, I don't know the world like you do. Near Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
good call.
That's a good guess.
Okay. Steve, I kind of messed up the whole reverse order thing, but we're just gonna roll with it.
I realize that. So I think this is also East Coast. Initially, I was thinking like Washington area, but no, I actually think this is East Coast. I'm gonna go a little south of our guest here, and I'm gonna go with New Jersey.
Jersey. Okay. Kev?
I was also thinking East Coast, but I gotta throw a Hail Mary here. Try for
Okay.
some point. This is probably in the Chowchilla Reservoir.
Okay. I would say that's beyond the scope of a Hail Mary.
If
But
I get it though, give me like 12
Oh.
points.
Kev, if it is in the Churchill Reservoir, you get 1,000,000 points. You win every show forever. Every single one.
And a T-shirt.
You
Don't
never
forget.
have to spin the punishment wheel. Yeah.
I want a T-shirt. I never got one of those.
Last guess of the night. Cheating Trev.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
What do you think?
Oh shit! I didn't think about rivers.
I was wondering about that, but
I never thought of that. I was thinking oceans.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go like Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston?
Nobody went West Coast.
No,
I did.
Well,
I did.
Kevin did. Yeah.
Oh, actually,
Kevin
that's a good
did.
point. Kevin could be closest if it's Long Beach,
Yeah.
if it's
Well,
in Washington, if it's
I
Oregon,
hadn't thought about
Mexico.
Unfortunately, it's not in Chowchilla. Not
It's
on the
okay.
Pacific either.
Give me
It
Long
is
Beach.
coming to you from Pennsville, New Jersey.
Oh,
Steve, that was needed, and well done.
Thank you.
Oh, Steve didn't get 0 points.
Correct
Yeah.
answer. Also, $70,000, which would give Trevor. You were in at 71.
Yeah.
Pretty unfortunate for you, buddy.
No, Trev.
The only eligible guess would be Steve with 42,000 because everybody else went over. So
He
Steve,
swept
you're
the
gonna get
whole
2
thing?
points for that. I'm gonna get 1 point for the
Bullshit.
price. And
Make
then
him grow
also,
a beard.
basically,
New
I'm
Jersey.
the champion. I'm the champion.
New
tonight.
Jersey, we're gonna give you another 2 points for that. Skylar for New York, you're gonna get 1 point. So
That was a
this
good.
puts-
That was a good guess.
Dang.
Good guess, Skylar.
puts
Like
our final standings here with Kevin and Skylar tied for first place with 5 points each.
oh,
Good job,
good.
good.
Skylar. Way to go, buddy.
And almost a tie. I almost forgot that Trevor had a half point. Steve, second place, 4 points. Trevor, third place, 3.5 points. And Dad, I think you know where this is going.
Oh no, Brian
Yeah, I
lost
died.
again.
You and I tied for last, Jay.
No, I got 2 points, Dad.
Oh,
this
man.
last one
Ouch.
because Steve
Not
got 2.
Not only is he
I got
ineligible to
1.
spin the wheel, you're not even eligible to spin the wheel.
I'm not even
on top
eligible,
of
but
that-
I do
on
want to
top
make
of that,
it
you
clear that I
still
did
beat
not
him.
get last place. Yeah, and
Okay.
Trevor, once
Oh,
again,
wait,
you
I
were
want to read this.
wrong.
Hold on, I want to read this. Your historical last time. Oh no shit.
Gary
So
told
it's
us
just-
that on the bigger motors, that's how they do it though. Is they
Well, but-
dump air.
But it would make sense that there's already some kind of a
No, for
starter
sure. Yeah.
that they replaced with a 12 volt. Because think about it, if there was just putting air in the cylinder, how the hell are they going to mount a starter
Right.
on this thing?
No,
So,
I see that now. Yeah.
um,
No, this is
anyways,
really
John. Thank
that's
you.
very
for
interesting information. Thank you, John.
What are you guys talking
I will
about?
say,
The screen,
John
Kevin.
has probably the widest breadth of knowledge of anyone I know. If that
Mhm.
makes sense.
That is very true.
Or he just made this shit up and we're believing him.
It's also
We all
But
bought it.
I think
Very well could be.
knowing
Does it
John
matter?
as well as I know him, I think he's right.
But
Yeah, he's
honestly, it
probably
doesn't
right.
matter. Like, we believe me either way. Anyway, here goes Brian, and it's going to be one. Thank our guest for 1
Thank our
minute.
guest for
Go
a
ahead.
minute.
Don't.
Go
If
ahead.
I'll
it
do
hits,
that.
Go ahead, Jay.
you can do
Let me
that.
start my timer.
Yeah.
Spin it, Jay. Bring it.
All right, Dad.
Put a stopwatch already.
I hope it's take a shot.
Ah, dang.
That's a
You
long
spinning it
one.
with your hand or what?
That was a good spin.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
pay everyone else $5, including James.
Yeah, I'll take that 5, dude.
Yes.
Dad, you are not doing too good on the game shows in terms of money.
Oh no.
Look at this game show.
Broke the
Apple
thing.
Pay.
You
Oh,
should
wait, you
also
can't-
thank the guest
you
for
can't
1
Apple
minute
Pay-
nonstop.
He
Let's do
should
that
get it.
too.
But also, he can't Apple Pay Skylar because we all know Skylar's on Android.
Oh,
Just mail him $5 bill.
You have to mail it.
I'll tell you what.
Gotcha,
I'll come to Madera and get my T-shirt and my $5 from you.
That's
you go.
entirely
That's a good-
fair. That is
Fair enough.
entirely
Yeah.
fair.
We're gonna
What
shoot
is-
that T-shirt at you with a T-shirt cannon.
Done. Done and done.
Don't worry.
But
Skylar,
not,
Kevin
not
can't.
point blank.
$5
Not point
Do you have
blank.
a-
You'll have room.
Skylar, do you have a T-shirt cannon yet?
I do. Mhm.
Okay, good. Where'd you get
Honestly,
it from
he's
that
got
guy?
He's got 3 minutes to fill between every pull. Of course he does.
No, I know.
Yeah, we got them. We build our own, and it's broke most of the time.
What?
But, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mhm. Yeah.
You build your own?
Hey. PVC and a sprinkler valve. That's all you need. Easy peasy.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I overpaid then.
Oh, shit.
We used to have
Well-
one that was 3 turrets with a
Yes.
with a control on the back, and it plugged into the hitch of a side by side. And you sat in the bed of the side by side and had a turret, and you could shoot 3 at a time. Super bitchin'. I think Wendell still has it, actually.
All right,
That's
we're
awesome.
gonna do a Gatling gun mounted to the back of a side by side. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah, that's what we need.
It's a good idea.
Kinda.
For sure. Yeah.
Everyone needs one.
All right.
Hey, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It was a great show, Skylar. It was I think
I
that's
agree
true.
with Danny. That's kind of
It's
weighted.
true. I'll work on it, Danny.
Yeah.
I'll work on it.
But Skylar, keep up the good work. You guys are kicking ass. Love seeing that. Good luck to you over your next few events. Hope everything goes smooth and good luck getting the pull truck dialed back in.
I appreciate
we know what
it,
it's
man.
like to fight that kind
It's
of crap.
tough. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough to put on the shows and work on your own equipment. That's the hardest part about it, So
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
get it, but you guys are doing awesome things down there, man. We're all watching, so I know
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that don't believe in working together, and people think that there's all these lines that you can't cross and all the bullshit. But I can tell you, I love to work with you guys and enjoy our time on here. And anything that we can do to help, man, you guys don't ever hesitate to holler at us, okay? And I'll do the same.
Well, same to you, definitely. So, and tell Kenny hi for me. I haven't got to talk to him for a while, but I always enjoyed
Sure will.
Kenny.
I sure will. I'll let them know you said hello.
Very good. And so, for everybody watching, next Monday night, plan to visit with us. We're going to be on a cruise ship. It'll be in the evening time. I think that's a day at sea, so
Yeah,
we could be in rough shape by then because of choppy waters, of course. But
No,
this
because of
weekend
the
I said,
alcohol.
okay, because of the alcohol. So this weekend I made a comment that, well, we probably won't have a guest because we'll just do the 5 of us, or we'll have Dad. We'll find a quiet spot on the boat to do it. And Kevin says, bullshit, we're doing it in a bar and we're going to have the boat captain as our guest. So
That is the
Kevin
right
is going
goal. We may not get the captain, but it's the right goal.
But we
For
might.
sure.
right.
There's a
We
chance.
might
I'm not saying we
might have a bartender as a guest. You
We
never
might
know.
do it from the, what do they call that? Where the steering
The
wheel
bridge.
is? Yeah, the bridge.
Steering
I'm
wheel.
gonna drive that
Yep.
some bitch.
I feel like that seems less likely than most
Unlikely.
other alternatives, but let's give it a shot. Why not?
If you don't shoot for the moons, you might not get a star or something.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Kenny's-
You nailed it.
Kenny's out there watching, so hi, Kenny. Thanks for tuning in tonight. So, anyways, next week tune in because it could be awesome. We might not even be able to do it. We don't know what the whole Wi-Fi program on the ship's going to be like, but we're going to try our best to put together a cruise cast. So we're
We
looking
might do a
forward to that.
2-hour-long podcast and forget to press go live. Who knows?
That could happen at the end of the day at sea.
Lots of things could happen. It'll be fine. It's going to be fun either way.
Not that one. That one. So very
Thank you,
good.
John.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, Skylar. Thanks again. Keep up the good work.
See you in
We'll
November,
hang out here for
Skylar,
a
huh?
second. Yeah,
Let's do it.
for sure.
See if we can make it
All
happen.
right.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Nice
That was
to
a lot
meet
of
you,
fun.
Skylar. Keep it up,
too,
man. You
guys.
guys are doing a great job.
Hang out for a
Appreciate
sec.
it.